James Reynolds with you on OS from BBC World Service, live from our newsroom in central London. Time to take a look at a few more stories in the news now. Armenia says that 4 of its soldiers have been killed and 1 wounded by Azerbaijani forces. The defense ministry accused them of shooting at Armenian positions near the border. It is the first flare-up of violence on the border with Azerbaijan since the 2 neighbours began talks on a lasting peace deal. The landslide in a mine in eastern Turkey has trapped at least 9 people underground. Footage online shows a huge rockfall sweep across a valley where the workers were believed to be based. The Interior Minister said 400 rescuers, as well as the army and the police, have been sent to help. And a ski rental shop in Davos, Switzerland, has sparked an uproar after posting a sign announcing that it would no longer rent equipment to Jewish customers due to theft and unreturned gear. The shop's manager has since apologized, saying this had nothing to do with anti-Semitism, that one of his employees had put up the sign when she became overwhelmed. Police have launched an investigation. We turn to Greece now. The country is on the brink of legalising same-sex marriage. Its parliament will vote on the bill on Thursday. However, the government faces opposition from some of its own members. 15 of the European Union's 27 members have already legalised same-sex marriage. Greece lagged behind European neighbours, largely because of opposition from its powerful Orthodox Church. If the law passes this week, it would become the first Christian Orthodox majority country and the first in Europe's southeast to have marriage equality. Our Southern Europe correspondent Mark Lowen, formerly a Greece correspondent as well, so he really knows the country very well, joins me now and has been speaking to same-sex couples ahead of the vote. What did they tell you?
Hi, James. Well, they are excited, cautiously optimistic that it will pass. As you say, there is opposition from within the governing party of the Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis, who is proposing this bill. It is his party that formed a committee to create this bill for marriage equality. But up to 50 of his own MPs, almost up to 50 of his 158 MPs, might vote against it or might duck the vote. So we sort of probably have to rely on opposition parties on the left to push it through. Now, since 2015, same-sex couples have been able to cohabit in Greece, but marriage has not been allowed, and so this would be a landmark moment for same-sex couples. It would allow them to marry, it would allow them to adopt children, but it would not allow them to have babies through surrogates, which is a recourse in Greece only available to heterosexual couples who have a medical need for assisted reproduction. But one lesbian couple who I spoke to who have a 4-year-old daughter, they got married in the UK. Their daughter was born in the UK, and they now, if the law passes, will have their British marriage recognised in Greece. And one of them said to me, look, without the law, my biggest fear is that if something happens to my wife, so the woman who gave birth to their daughter, and she were to die, for example, in a worst-case scenario, then our daughter would be taken into social services and then would go into an institution if none of her relatives want to adopt her. So our daughter could be deprived of two mothers at the same time. So there's a real concern that at the moment they have this legal limbo, and they hope that this marriage bill would solve all their concerns at the moment.